Hey, hey, how's it going?
Hey, Celeste.
Hey, hey.
Hey, everybody. Hey, Wanda. Hey, Wanda again. MR, what you said? You was spoiled by the Smiths going live. Hey, everybody. Hey, Stephanie Gunn, Lori, Dana.
Happy Tuesday.
I know y'all enjoying this beautiful weather. What's your question? Jesus whispers. Don't be asking nothing foolish. Is it 20 year? Is it okay with you? Hey, hey, Joyce and Kim and Mrs. Rainbow. Kiana said it's 20-year gap, age gap, okay. Hey, Z Marie.
That gap is up to the two people that's involved.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
Honestly, if
Lord.
you're asking a question, then it must not be okay.
Dana, you see that? You saw that title, didn't you? The title got you? You saw what I put as a title?
How long do you wait?
Yeah, how long you gotta wait? I don't know how I put it up there. Cause you know that thing be getting on my nerves typing in that title. I was like, I know it's lovely and the weather's lovely in Georgia, Stephanie. It is beautiful up here. It is so beautiful. What y'all say? Y'all had to jump on. Oh Lord, I hope I'm giving y'all the answer. I hope we're giving y'all the answers y'all want to know about waiting. How long you gotta wait? How long you gotta wait?
Depends on how bad you want it.
Upper 80s in Texas. Yeah, I heard somebody said it was like 90 degrees in Texas today. It is like, what is it here? It's like 80.
Yeah, that's real nice.
74 degrees. Beautiful weather. I walked to the garage at work. I walked outside. I said, it is a little chill in the air. Oh, I love it. Email us, Chris. I'm sorry, Jesus worshipers. Maybe he's not the one. Low humidity in New Jersey.
We can answer that question later.
Mm, I take a sip on that one.
So many people assume that whomever they speak to is in the same scheduling that they're on, in the same timing, and there's not.
Chris, go to our website, a God-Ordained Union.com, and use the contact form. Hmm.
Ready to kick off our
You
introduction?
sure? If you ready, I'm ready.
I am ready.
Can you see yourself?
Huh?
Can you see yourself in the camera in our
Yeah, I'm right
on
there.
our twin bed?
Baby, quit tripping about the twin beds. We sleep in a California king. It's totally different.
Wow. People don't realize that that's real. So many questions you want to ask regarding meeting someone after 10 years of being divorced and celibate. Okay. All right.
Well, thank you all for joining us today. Today is Tuesday, and we are excited to be here. We got a lot of great information to give you, but before we do, with Terrence and Jill, a God-Ordained union. We've been married for over 3 years, and we are here to help support you, to help uplift you, to help encourage you, and to help increase kingdom marriages.
Yes, yes. We don't give no marriage advice
Mm.
here. No marital advice. We ain't been in it long enough. But we can give you single advice. We can get some single advice because we were in the waiting room for a very, very long time. If this is your first time on our channel, um, we were over 50 when we got married. I was 52. Terrence was
54.
54. And we were waiting for a long time. We did a lot of wandering, um, a lot of cycles. There were several blocks on us, and so uh, how long were we single? Yeah, I was 52 when I walked down the aisle. Terrence was 54. I had never been married, never had any children, and so yes, it's like we were waiting forever. And yeah, we had those times we thought something was wrong with us. We thought that God didn't want us to be married, and um,
Thought it
uh,
wasn't worthy.
yeah, all of that. Thought yes, I mean I even went through the it crossed through my mind. I'm not pretty enough. I'm not attractive enough. All of that went through my mind. And so yeah, then got to the place where yes, I did pray and fast. Yes, I did. Um, and not so much for a husband. Let me clarify. I didn't pray and fast for a husband, but when Terrence came across my path, he kept coming across, even though he wasn't physically in my life. He kept coming across. So I was praying and fasting, one, for his well-being, because I thought, well, maybe he's coming across my path because the Lord wants me to pray, because clearly he's not interested in me. So I was praying and fasting for his well-being, but I was also praying and fasting for clarity. It was a mystery to me. Like, why is he coming up, his name coming up, and why I was getting these prophetic messages. And so yeah, so hey, Angie, really quickly, we met I came across Terrence's profile on a dating site. It was an outdated dating site. His profile was up there. He hadn't been on that site for 5 years, and the site kept matching us together, but he was not responding or looking at my profile, and I thought it was weird, but the site kept putting us together. And it was two outdated profiles of Terrence's, and they kept running it, and that's how you know that God can do anything, because that was a dead profile. And as God will have it, long story short, He brought us together. And so yeah, God can do anything. We always say God works in the algorithm. But yeah, so
That's why it's
subscribe.
important to not think too much into your situation. Just give it to God.
Mm-hmm.
That's all you got to do.
Don't
And if you got
control
any
it.
questions, just pray for clarity.
Yeah.
Don't
Ask God.
start giving into an understanding of your own and making decisions without God's, ordering your steps.
Right, right. Because he can do anything. Like literally, I tell people, like my husband was dead on arrival. Like the site, his profile was dead. It was not even active. And when we finally got to talk about almost 2 years later, when we finally had a conversation about it, he was like, I wasn't on that profile. I haven't, well, no, the initial conversation we had, it's like, I haven't been on that profile on that dating site for like 5 years. What did he say, like 5 years? It's like 5 years. And so they were running his profile. And they kept matching us. It kept sending me alerts. I was like, y'all are getting on my nerves. Like, seriously, the guy is not on here. Like, what are y'all doing? And so yeah, God can do anything. That's why you put no limitations on. That was the video we did on Sunday. Was it Sunday's video?
About what?
Like not leaning on your own understanding.
Yeah, y'all will see that Thursday.
No.
I think. Yeah.
We did that Sunday, right?
Yeah.
Didn't we do that Sunday? Not leaning on your own understanding and controlling the narrative.
Oh yeah, we just did that.
Yeah, we did that on Sunday.
Mhm.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
you
just did
can't
that,
lean
yeah.
on your own understanding. So, yeah. So we go live every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're a little late today. We drop pre-recorded videos on Sundays and Thursdays at 8 p.m. We do midnight prayer starting at 11:50 on Fridays. Every Friday, we don't host it. My mom hosts it, Pastor Joyce, to learn to get the Zoom call for the prayer call, which is called War Cry. You can go to our website at a God-Ordained and look on the calendar. There's one coming up this Friday. We also have a private group. We meet privately with about 100 people, and we meet on the private group every
First and third Tuesday,
first and third Tuesday at
8 p.m.
8 p.m. to 10 p.m. So right after the live on the first and third Tuesdays, we log off of here and we go into another Zoom call, and we go deep. We go deeper, deep, deep, deep. Okay, Z, it was Sunday. Yes, and so if you want to join our private group, we invite you to join us. It's $11 a month, and a portion of those proceeds goes back to our nonprofit, the Terrence and Jill Smith Foundation, which helps to combat loneliness and social isolation, which is a huge epidemic. And so yes, and you can cancel anytime if you join the group. Some people get what they need in the first, you can ask questions in that group, talk about your situationships and all of that, and get some feedback. And the great thing is there are so many other people in the group. There are quite a few who are not there to practice their profession, but there are quite a few therapists, licensed therapists in that group. And so just having other people's input and perspective and opinions, and it's just such a great community. And so yes. Hey, Carla Foy, how are you? Carla says she stepped out on faith and is now on the dating site. How many conversations did we have to have with you, Carla? You did it though, girl. Yeah. Hey. I'm looking forward to hearing some outcomes.
And love is all about making faith moves.
You better go, Carla. I'm looking forward to the update on that. What else? Oh, we did add give it a chance, Carla. Give it a chance. See, Nina said, you better go, Carla. Okay, Carla. Everybody cheering you on. Carla, email us and show us your profile. Give us a snapshot of your profile. So Yeah, I love dating sites. A lot of people don't like them, but I love them. I love them. Um, so hey, Miss E, Lady E. Oh, we finally opened up the one-on-ones. So that's what we wanted to say.
Okay.
We have limited availability, but we got enough emails saying, please, I need a one-on-one, I'll pay you. And so we did. We opened it up so you can go to the website and that's up there as well. Anything else?
Nope. Just a reminder that we are um, doing the meet and greet.
Yes.
That's going to be in November.
Yes. It's going to be in November and it's invitation only. And right now, it is uh, the private group members are given the first opportunity to RSVP. And if there are any more spaces, we're going to, announce all the details. We'll put the details on the website so that you can see the invitation publicly on the website and you can go and RSVP. But it is a intimate affair and no cost. We want you to celebrate with us in Charlotte, and so you're excited. You need to get. Oh, I was gonna say, huh? You need to get on a waiting list. So yes, so we'll share more information publicly after we have made sure that the private group members had an opportunity to RSVP.
Yeah.
That's what we'll do, and it's going to be nice because Pastor Joyce is going to be there, and so is Evangelist Worley. I call Aunt Miriam. She's going to be there, and I think Wanda going to be there. Wanda's coming in. I think I don't know, but we're gonna have a good time, and so we're looking forward to it. And so yeah.
Yes, we are.
Oh, and next Tuesday we are meeting. The private group is meeting, and I just got to secure my good girlfriend. One of my good girlfriends is going to be on with us, and she is going to tell her testimony. When I say one of the best love stories, and it's very personal, and she's going to tell you and share her suddenly how her husband came. So and when I say it made our head spin, it made our head spin. And Terrence and I had just got married, and we jumped on the road, and we went to that wedding. And let me tell you something. You talking about? I'm gonna let her tell you the testimony, share. But it's going, yeah, it's going to trip y'all out. So yeah. Oh, Wanda. Okay, I got it. Got it. Yeah, that makes sense. I understand that. But whenever you come, we got to do dinner. All right. So, this has been on our heart for the last week or so, and talking about process and talking about process because the more I hear this quick thing, the more some of it seems far-fetched, and the truth of the matter is that whatever we want, there is always a process. It may be a suddenly process or a long-term process, but there's always a process. And so the Lord had been dealing with me or speaking with me for the last week, and I was telling Terrence, I was saying, I believe that the Lord wants me to share this with you all live because I was thinking that we would do a pre-recorded video, to release it on a Sunday or a Thursday. But I was like, you know what? I said we should do it next Tuesday. We should talk about this. And so I was just set in my heart, like, yes, we're gonna talk about process. We're gonna talk about process. We're gonna talk about process and the waiting period. And what that looks like. And so this morning I was up and I was on my walking pad and I logged into TikTok and I saw Lady Polly, Tia Polly, doing a live. And on her live, she was about to get off. And she said, and her message that she had been talking about was process. And I said, oh my God. I was like, I was just like, that's been on my spirit like for the last week. Like, that's really been heavy in my spirit. And I said, okay. And I knew it was like confirmation, because God, that's how He does. Like, He will send somebody to confirm, what's heavy in my spirit. Always does that. And so let me just say this. Anytime you're going through any situation in life, any situation, you can find a story in the Bible that talks about it, and it will literally give you the blueprint. Yes, Wanda, that is your pastor, Tia Polly. Yes, Lady Tia. Love her and her husband. Um, there's all, and it'll give you the blueprint. There's always a story in the Bible that's going to give you the blueprint. And so when we talk about the waiting season, and to me, one of the best stories in the Bible, the blueprint, is the children of Israel when they were trying to get to the promised land. So I know y'all know the story, but just in case those who don't know the story, we can give a real ghetto overview of what that looks like and how that looks like in
present day.
our present day. So anytime you want to get to where you want to get to, anytime you want to get to a place where you feel like you're not there yet and you want to get there, and it could be a new job, it could be marriage, it could be parenthood, it can be college, going to college, it whatever situation. If you're in one place here and you want to get to this place, the story is in the Bible. Going from Egypt to the promised land. So when you want to get from here to there are three stages. There's the exit, there's the expedition, and there's the entrance. There's the exit, there's the expedition, and there's the entrance. For the most part, we want to go from the exit to the entrance. And it's the expedition, the journey, that tears us up. And so, to get to where you want to get to, the first thing that has to happen is there has to be an exodus. There has to be an exit. And that exit, in the story, the children of Israel were leaving Egypt, and they wanted to get to Canaan, to the promised land, to the land that was flowing with milk and honey. They wanted to get from Egypt, the place of bondage, to the promised land. So they had to come out of Egypt, which in our day it symbolizes coming out of a situation. It could be letting go of some generational patterns. It could be letting go of some people. It can be deliverance. It can be renewing your mindset. But you've got to come out of something in order to get to where you want to get to. So they come out. The children comes out. We like to believe that they came out. They physically left the place, and they're now on the journey. They're on the expedition. In the journey, that's where the people get hemmed up. Because in the journey, so much happened. In your journey that you're on right now, and we are too, because there's some things we want in our promised land as well. In this journey is testing. It's testing of patience. It's
testing obedience.
It's testing obedience. It's testing character. It's testing your faith. It's testing. It's a whole. It's dry periods. It's periods where you feel like you want to go back to what you came from. And so the children of Israel, what they did was they complained. They did not like that place. they did not like that place, and a lot of them mentally went back. A lot of them said, it's better for us to go back. Why would y'all bring us out here? It's better that we go back. And so Egypt is like, remember people say, you could take the person out of Egypt, but you can't take Egypt out the person. It means that they were still stuck. And for a lot of people, that symbolizes stuck in past relationships, stuck with soul ties, stuck with what they thought was the best thing that ever happened to them. And this is what's happening in your season. And so, you want to say something?
I was
Because I
gonna
can
say
feel you.
you're stuck with the mindset.
Yeah,
And they had a slavery mindset.
yeah,
They were still, slaves in their own mind.
yeah. So what happens is that for a long time, a lot of these people kept going through the same cycles. They started trauma bonding with other people who were thinking the same way. Limited. They weren't moving forward. They were just stuck. They were worshiping idols. They didn't want to move forward. They didn't have the strength to move forward. They were so still bound to the past, and they couldn't move forward. And that's where a lot of people are. And you're not moving forward. You might be still going through cycles and cycles and cycles and the same old cycles, and you're not in your waiting season, because waiting means that when you're waiting well, you're still moving forward. And so, out of all of the people who were in the wilderness, not everybody got made it to the promised land. The leader who took them out of Egypt, Moses, he didn't even get into the promised land because he was disobedient. His brother Aaron, or Aaron, some people say Aaron didn't get to the promised land because he was disobedient. And the funny thing is said about that story is that Aaron and Moses both could see the promised land, but couldn't get in. They could not get in. And so what they did was they sent 12 spies. They sent 12 spies to go ahead into the promised land to scope things out. And so 12 people went in. They came back, and 10 of them couldn't go in permanently. Even 10 of those who went in, who took a peek, couldn't go in. And me and Terrence were talking about that. Those 10 people represent people who are probably divorced. And they went in and came out and telling the other people, you can't go in there. You don't want that. You don't want the marriage. It ain't worth it. And so, of course, they didn't get in. But it was two people who did go in, and that was Joshua and Caleb. And Joshua and Caleb went in because
Because they had a different perspective. The other, out of the 12, 10 of them only wanted to talk about the giants that they saw over there and was saying they couldn't defeat the giants. But Joshua and Caleb said, no, we can do this because we got God on our side. And so they knew that their faith was shown. And as a result, they were allowed to enter into the promised land because they kept their faith in God in spite of how big the giants were.
The other ones who went in, the other ones who didn't go in were the generation who came out of Egypt. The generation who came out of Egypt, they didn't go in because they had disbelief, or unbelief. They didn't trust. They were doubtful. They were disobedient. They were speaking negativity. They were living negatively, and they didn't go in. But who did go in was their children, the children that were born in the wilderness. And what me and Terrence were saying is that in your wilderness, in your season right now, if you don't have a born again experience, you might not go into what those things you want promised. And so the promised land. And so we say all this to say a trip that could have taken 11 days took 40 years. It took 40 years, a trip that could have taken 11 days. That says that it could be suddenly. It's like, now what's really holding you back? Y'all know my scripture, no good thing will I withhold from you if you walk upright before me. And so And so it's like, if you're talking about how long should you wait, that's up to you. Like, how long will you wait, or how long do you have to wait for marriage? It is literally up to you. It is literally up to you. God says, I'm not holding it back. I'm not holding it back. And a lot of it has to do, like, what is it that you're still holding? What is your Egypt? What is your Egypt? What are you still holding on to? What is your idol? What are you standing still in the wilderness and you are holding off? Well, a lot of people's idols, and we talked to, this was one of my idols, was successful, Jill. Like, everything was built around, my business and my brand. That was my idol. And so I couldn't move past that. That was an idol for me. And so it's like, you have to probably start making some tough decisions. Like, if you want the things of God, or the things that he promised you, and the things that you really desire, like, what is it that's holding you back? What are you really, why, what's making you stand? But do you really believe? Do you really trust God?
Yeah. And one thing that'll help you with your faith is remembering what God did for you yesterday. See, some people are looking for, these miracles, and they're looking for miracles to say, "Oh,
And
that was God,
signs.
that was God, that was God." But to be honest, He gets you up every morning. He
He does
gets you on
miracles
your
every
way
day.
every morning. He gives you, the control of your limbs. He gives you the vehicles that you're driving, the home that you're in. Make sure you have your daily manna. I mean, all these things that God does for us on a day-to-day basis that we take for granted. And then when it's time to say, I trust him, you really don't have anything to stand on,
Mm-hmm.
because you're not remembering these things. You're
Mm-hmm.
looking for signs and wonders rather than things that he's doing every single day for you.
Mm-hmm.
So as you're going through your wilderness, one of the things you need to do to help uh, strengthen your relationship, strengthen your faith, strengthen your trust in him, strengthen your trust in his timing, is remembering what he did for you in days past. Don't just rely on miracles coming out of the sky and things.
You are a miracle.
You are the
You are the
miracle.
miracle.
You are the miracle.
And we can't stop there, because the ultimate promise was Christ. And we have the Holy Spirit in us. So this journey that we're on, this wilderness, this expedition that we're on, it's lighter now. We have the Prince of Peace. We have abundance. We have more than enough. We're victorious. We win the fight that's in the promised land, because you're going to get to your promised land and there are going to be battles as well. But even the Christ in us says we're living now. We're walking this wilderness from victory. We got the victory. We win. We win. And
And
so there's no reason why you aren't married.
right, and there's one, and that's mentioned a little bit if you talk about, the difference in Joshua and Caleb. One of the things that they were able to use as telling them, I know we're going to make it, is the fact that God had already spoken and told them that he
Yeah.
had the promised land for them. So they was able to stand on that and say, well, he's already told us that we have it, which means we're not even worried about the giants, because evidently God has already considered that before he even spoke it and knew that he had that covered.
Mm-hmm. It's funny that's in that story, which he talks about, is the reason why Moses did not go in. And it was because God told him to speak to the rock, and he hid it. And a lot of it has to do with how you're speaking, what you're speaking. You're not speaking words of faith into your life daily. You're not speaking into your situation. So many people are speaking next. I don't believe it's going to happen.
Yeah.
It can happen for everybody. It's not going to happen for you. Ain't no more good men out here. All the good men are gone. You know, um, whatever the negativity you're saying, or whatever you're planting seeds in your wilderness to making you stand still.
Making your journey harder.
Yeah.
Some of you are creating obstacles that you have to get beyond. And because you're speaking it on a day-to-day basis,
It's
it's wearing you
manifesting.
down
Yeah, it's
because you're going
manifesting.
from one battle to another rather than one victory to another.
Some people don't even believe that words have power. And that was one of the reasons why a lot of them stayed in a cycle in the wilderness. Unbelief. Unbelief.
And one thing you also have to remember in your journey, sometimes when you leave that exiting, that's also representing you saying goodbye to something.
It's
It's,
repentance.
it's you making room for something. You getting rid of some baggage so you have the room for what the blessing is. Some of you don't have room for the blessing because you have so much on you right now and you have to get rid of some of that. You got to release it. You got to let it go. You got to make room for them. It's almost like doing, my mom used to call it spring cleaning,
Mm-hmm.
where she used to go through and just do this cleaning when the seasons change.
Yeah.
You need to do a spring cleaning.
Yeah. It could be letting go of some relationships,
Yeah.
some friendships, some long time friendships. If they're holding you back, like if y'all do well together and being single, y'all brunch every Sunday, y'all vacation 2 or 3 times a year together. I mean, do you have any room? Some people, their exodus, their Egypt might be their hometown. Maybe it could be, maybe you have to make a faith move and leave your hometown and relocate. But you've got to find out what it is.
Yeah.
Because it's delaying you. That thing, every time I hear it, it baffles me. A trip that could have taken 11 days took 40
It
years?
didn't take 40 days. It didn't even take 40 months or 40 weeks. 40 years.
40 years?
That's a long time when you're comparing it to
Yeah.
what it could have been.
Timing. It could have been suddenly. Could have been suddenly. And even the 11 days is a process. Even 11 days is a process. It is exiting, going through the expedition, and entering. Exiting, going through the expedition, the journey, and entering.
And that's so important to remember because we get our growth from the resistance. We get our growth from being stretched. We get our growth
Growth.
from the adversary. So we need the journey to grow.
We
But
get the growth. Yeah, we
yeah,
get the growth in the wilderness. That's where growth happens. That's why Terrence calls it the elevation room.
yeah.
It's in the elevation. That's how you grow.
And the
That's how you
reason why
grow
that's
fruit.
important is because in most cases, the skill set and the things that you had last season can't help you when you get to the new promised land. Because there's a whole nother skill set that you're learning through the journey that's going to have you prepared for the promised land when you get there.
Which is okay. So Moses, okay, so y'all know Moses didn't go because of disobedience. So the first time he hit the rock,
The
and
first time God told him to strike the rock, and he struck it, and it gave them water because they needed water to drink. That's what they was complaining about. So God gave them water. The second time, God told Moses, he instructed him to speak to the rock, and Moses struck it.
he was
So
disobedient.
he was disobedient.
So which says to me, sometimes you do things in one season, it might not work the
In the
next
next season.
season. It might not work in the next season. And so that is really listening to the voice of the Lord. Like you going through this season, listening to the voice of the Lord. What is he saying? And that is your faith that's moving you forward, moving you forward. But so many people camped out in the wilderness. So many people wandered around,
Yeah.
wandered, going through cycles. So many people say, I'd rather go back because at least we can get a 3-course meal going back in bondage. At least I'd rather go back to my ex. I'd rather hold on to my ex. At least I know, even if he can't pay the bills, as long as I know he gonna be there with me.
It's almost like saying, there's an old question that people used to ask, when they say, well, that's the devil you know. It's like, I'd rather be with the devil I know than to be with something I don't know.
Something new.
Something new that you have
And
to get used to.
unfamiliar.
You're already used to the old ways. So it's like, well, I know I can handle that because I've handled it up to this point.
Yeah, I know my neighborhood. I know
Right.
my city. One thing I do, I know my city. I'm good in my city. Everybody knows each other, and I'm good here. Why do I need to relocate to, another city, another state? I'm good here.
Yeah. And one message you can take away from just the situation we just shared about Moses is that just think of this, okay? Let's just say the first time God said strike the rock because they was just new out there and there was a newer relationship, okay? But the second time, maybe God was thinking, and I'm not saying he was, but just maybe he was saying, well, they've been with me long enough now that he don't have to strike it. He should have enough faith to just speak to it. And he didn't speak to it, which meant it could represent that he hasn't grown.
Yep. But he was labeled as disobedient.
So he was disobedient.
And you know what's funny? Let me tell you what's so strikingly funny about this. So the Bible says that the generation that came out of Egypt, because they complained and murmured and complained and was disobedient and was running, they did not go in. But the children that they had in the wilderness, the generation under them, they were able to go in. Do y'all think it's quite funny when you on social media and it look like all of the millennials are getting married and having these beautiful wedding pictures? Is it me? Am I the only one who see this? And it's the older ones who are saying we want to be married and what's wrong with us? What are they doing differently? What are we doing differently? It just makes you wonder. And I noticed that. I was like, every time I turn, I'm like, these beautiful, beautiful, extravagant weddings. And they're like the 30-year-olds. They're like these young people.
Mm-hmm.
It makes you wonder. Because everything that's happening now, it happened in the Bible. It already happened. It's repeating itself. And God is continuously giving us these lessons. Continuously giving us lessons.
Yeah. They don't have a bunch of stuff holding them back.
Yeah, that's right, Sheila. You got to stop looking at the problem and looking at the one who can fix it. And that's what Caleb and Joshua did. They went in, they took a peek in, they was 2 of 12. And they were the only two that says, oh yeah, there's some giants in there, but our God is bigger. Our God is bigger. We can take them out. We got the victory.
It's not how little we are compared to the giants. It's how little the giants are compared to God.
Yep. The other 10, it was 10 who said, I'm scared. We're fearful. We can't go in there. And I symbolize that as those are the people who got to marriage and self-sabotaged. They were scared to do it. Or they, went in and maybe got married and then got divorced and went back to their old ways. And now they coming out telling people,
trying to discourage everybody else.
Trying to discourage everybody else. We can't go in there. The whole anti-marriage movement on social media, that's them 10.
That's why it's so important sometimes when people are giving you negative opinions about something that you're talking about, ask them about their experience in that situation first. Ask them.
Yeah.
Have you been married before? Are you still married? How long were you married? Oh, you're divorced. Oh, okay. So you're bitter about that. And watch how they explode on you. Because you hit a nerve.
Not all of them are marrying counterfeits, Angel. How do we know they're marrying counterfeits? We don't know that. We don't know that.
The
Because
thing,
one of the things I do know, go ahead, I'm
no,
sorry.
I was gonna say the thing about it is a lot of people in the past, a lot of people in the past married the person that they married without asking for guidance from God. They didn't include God. Yeah, they said the vows and everything, but they didn't include God in the process of asking them who did he have for them. Is this person who you have for me? And when it didn't work, then they blame God for it not working, but they never included God in the marriage in the first place. So we
Now,
have to be careful when we listen to folks that's talking about how something didn't work or how God isn't working, but they never included God in this situation in the first place.
but you also got to also look at like there's an influx of a lot of millennials who are turning to Christ.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of them are seeking Christ in a different way. They got questions.
Yeah.
Like our Gen Xers, we like, we brought up in church and we had a different kind of gospel. Like we had the gospel where you following the law. But these new generations, they like, they are seeking God. They want God. It's not because they have to have God. They are thirsting for God. And so they are seeking God in a whole new way. And so, but it makes you wonder. It really makes you wonder.
That's why we just direct people back to the word.
Yeah, go
We
back to
say,
the
go back and
word.
read the word regarding anything you have a concern about, and then praying and asking for clarity.
Yeah. Yeah, Pandora, and that's the thing. Once you that's a big Egypt for a lot of people. And that was one me at one time. Like a big part of my Egypt, I couldn't even admit to myself that I wanted to be married. That was hard to say that. It felt weird to say that I want to be married. And I think I was 45 when I asked God for marriage. Like it was the weirdest thing. I desired it, but I never said it out my mouth. And so yeah, that's a lot of people's Egypt. That's holding a lot of people's back. A lot of people back. Just they're not even saying that they want it. And so yeah,
So, what do y'all think about this?
yeah, a lot of people do marry the wrong people. We talk about that all the time, but a
Oh,
lot of people
absolutely.
don't. Me too. I said the same thing. If you, that was my prayer too. I was come to the point. I was like, don't sin no more until till I want I want the one. Yeah.
So, what are y'all thoughts?
Mm-hmm. But we use that the children children of Israel for everything. I mean, it's for every. I mean,
It covers a lot.
a lot because like even us, we're in the house building stage, and the giants in the land are saying it's not the time to buy, it's not the time to build, it's not the time for houses. Those are the giants in the land are saying that. So it's it's we're in the wilderness, we're walking through, we're trusting God, like
Mm-hmm.
what does he say about it? And so we know that he ain't holding no house back, that we know that, so he gives us desires of our hearts. Yeah. Yeah, I mean it's safe to say everybody wants who the one God wants for them. Yeah. So hope this helps. When you thinking about how long you gotta wait, that's up to you. That is up to you. And the thing is, I think the key takeaway, I'm not gonna say I think, the key takeaway is, do you have Christ? Because he is the promise. Do you have Christ? And so your waiting becomes a different type of wait. It becomes a waiting well when you got Christ, because Christ, he's he's coming with peace. He's giving you peace about it. While you're moving forward, he's giving you peace. You're developing patience. He's reminding you that that he's the God of abundance. So he has more than enough for you. You're more than enough for your spouse to be. He's reminding you that. He's the comforter. He's giving you rest. He's giving you sweet rest in this while you're waiting. You're not out here complaining and talking negative. It's not gonna never happen. What's wrong with me? It's all of that plays a part in the journey.
So think about this. Stop saying you're waiting and say that you're preparing.
Yeah.
Say that you're being pruned. Say that you're being prepared.
Mm-hmm.
Because waiting, again, we live by the words that come out of our mouth.
Mm-hmm.
So waiting basically insinuates you're sitting on the couch, waiting on somebody to knock on the door to say, hey, I'm husband or wife. But if you're being pruned, if you're being prepared, if you are preparing, it shows that you're actually doing something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and be around some people, who are talking the same talk.
Yeah.
Because you can link up with the wrong person in your wilderness season, and they can keep you stuck too.
Mm-hmm.
They ain't going nowhere, and they in cycles, and they can cycle you up with them.
Because it only takes a nod for you to come in agreement with somebody.
It just takes a nod. All it takes is somebody put a post up and say, I'd rather be single than being with a no good man. And you be, I know that's right. I know that's right. Forget about the good man. You done came into agreement with some foolishness.
Yeah. Yeah, so just understand that it takes process. And in that process, it's going to take you growing.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to take you coming to a higher understanding. Which is why, again, that's why I call it the elevation room. I believe we're being elevated for the next season, for the next promised land that God has for us. And so, yeah, don't think about it as you're waiting. Think about it as you're moving forward. You're moving forward. You're gaining something out of this. It may hurt a little bit. It may get you uncomfortable a little bit, but it's going to be worth it when you get to where you're going.
It's definitely stretching you. Mm-hmm. See, that's what Michelle says. That's the stuff you don't come into agreement with.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it does. It does, Catrice. You'd be surprised. Mm-hmm.
And learning to appreciate the process will also help you not, it's going to help you protect your heart, but it's going to also help you from not having your emotions out there to where every time you meet somebody, you assume that they are the one before you even learn what their name is. That way, when you meet somebody and for whatever reason, you find out in the first couple of weeks that, well, he's not interested, she's not interested. You're not sitting there already to put your hopes in that individual.
Right.
Because it's the process that you are focusing on, not the individual.
Yep. That happens a lot. I mean, you may come across a person and he or she may not be it. And yeah, I'm moving forward.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, ask God, what is it that I haven't learned yet that you need me to learn?
Right.
Before you introduce me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Fellas, ask God what you got to do in order for him to put you to sleep, to do his spiritual surgery on you, so you can wake up with your spiritual eyes open and see who he has for you.
Yes, I see it too. We rebuke it in the name of Jesus. We rebuke it in the name. We rebuke the enemy in the name of Jesus. And by the blood of Jesus.
Yeah, don't ever think God isn't
Yeah.
doing something on your
And
behalf.
Catrice, it may mean to renew your mind. You may need to renew your mind.
Mm.
Um, and that's part of your Egypt experience, is the renewing your mind, asking the Lord to pull down those strongholds that's causing you to feel disappointed. And you're not developing yourself. Let God do it. Let God do it. We can't do these things in our own strength.
Yeah, and the great thing about God doing it is God know what you're gonna run into tomorrow. You don't.
Yeah. Let the Holy Spirit do a good work in you. Yes, it is a process. And again, some people's process might take 11 days and some might take 11 years. You just don't know.
It depends on where you are in the process when you release it to God and give it to Him.
Yeah. Yeah, it is definitely distraction and discouragement is huge. Yep. But we serve a big God. Yes, seek ye first the kingdom and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added. That's right. That's right. Husband, wife, I got you. I got you. House, small potatoes. I got you. You want mother, you want parenthood, you want mother. Yes, I ordained that. I told you to be fruitful and multiply. I got you.
Yeah.
Yeah, you definitely have to unlearn. Um, one of the things of unlearning, as I was saying, I went on a dating site and I had horrible success with dating sites. The two guys I was getting closest to, who I thought I was going to marry, I met on dating sites, and so like I should not have gone on a dating site again. And then I get on the dating site because I felt at peace. Like, go ahead and get on. I get on the dating site, and the one guy, the only one guy out of all of those ones that was hitting me up, only one of them that I liked, and his profile was dead. And God being God, God being God.
That's why you give into understanding not of your own.
Yep, yep, yep. All right, y'all. We've hit the 60-minute. Well, we ain't hit. Yeah, we have hit 60 minutes. Almost. Yes, 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 yes. We hope this helped. We hope that you could see where you are in your journey, and go back and read this, study the story. Um,
And that's another thing that I really love about this channel. The fact that when we go back and read the stories, we pick up something every time that we didn't see the first time or the previous time. So
yes.
now that we've just been discussing it, go back and read it again and see
Mm-hmm.
what stands out to you
What?
that you're thinking about
Yes.
now because you're familiarizing yourself with the story a little bit more,
Mm-hmm.
and some things are going to step up that or stand out that you didn't think about the last time you read it.
Mm-hmm. Yes, yes, yes. Go back and read it, and it's so much to learn from, just the children of Israel. That whole journey is so much. It's so much that will grab you in that story. It's so much that will grab you. Yes. All right, y'all. I think that's it for the Smiths. One whole hour. One whole hour.
Yes, and as always, we really, really, really appreciate
Yes.
you all spending time with us on these Tuesdays, hanging out with us, and just enjoying conversation, fellowshipping, and just being around each other, being able to support one another. So we thank y'all so, so much.
Thank you, Joyce Isby. Why okay, my maker's daughter said our skin. Trust me, it's the lighting. I'm not gonna downplay our skin, but uh you see that I got them blemishes. It's Terrence's Android. It's Terrence's Android. But
But we do a lot of playing around with different products too.
we do.
We really do.
Yeah.
From
And
soaps and body washes and soaps and you know, yeah, we do a lot of trying different products out to see how they feel, how they work, and so
oh, and I love Cheryl Brady. Y'all check that out. Go on YouTube and check out. April H said Cheryl Brady did a sermon called Exodus, on Exodus, the book of Exodus called "Don't Come Out Empty-Handed." I'm telling you, just even the part of coming out of Egypt, just that first part of the story is just like mind blowing. Like it just you could relate to it today. It's so much that is just like what? What? And let me just say this: Genesis 15. I think it's Genesis 15 that talks about 400 years. The children are going to come, I'm paraphrasing, the children are going to come out, they're going to come out of slavery and they're going to come out with great possessions. And does that sound familiar? It's like everything that, yes, the Bible blows my mind.
that's why you got to read it,
Yes.
and reread it, and reread
Reread
it,
it.
and reread it.
Yes. The next Zoom next Tuesday, the 2nd, the next private group, the next prayer call is Friday, but the next private group meeting is next Tuesday at 8 p.m. Yes, yes. We appreciate you, Keisha Bell. Thank you, Hope. Hope said, everybody, please like the live stream. What does it mean to be under someone's covering? I don't know, because I've always questioned that as well. Like, I mean, I'm under my husband's covering. Um, a lot of people, believes that your pastor, you have a covering, but I just believe that we're under God is our covering. God is Christ is my husband's covering, and I'm under my husband. So some of you will have to study for yourself, because I be having questions, and my questions be outlandish, and I have all kind of questions. I have to go through three. So I studied the New Testament in college, and so I got the Bible with the Apocrypha, and yeah, I got questions. Like I got questions. So you gotta study for yourself. I don't know what covering means to you. Yeah. Thank you, Janice. Can someone be under a bad covering? Go search for yourself, freedom, faith. I don't want to get under that. Yeah, Jesus is our covering. That's what I believe. I believe that. I believe, we go to church for fellowship, and, our pastor is over, but a lot of people believe that their pastor is their direct, like, personal covering, even over their household. A lot of people believe that, and so I'm not getting into that. That's churchianity. Whew. Yeah, because a lot of people's pastor be telling them you can't marry that person. Don't marry. And I get it. I mean, I get, because a lot of people, but you gotta be very careful. That's why. Yeah. Let me stop here. All right. Um. All right, y'all. That's it. Anything else we gotta say, baby?
I just thank y'all for your time, for your questions, for your comments, for your support, and we're here for y'all. So
Mm-hmm.
don't think that you can't hit us up
Mm-hmm.
to share something that you need to share with us or to ask something that you need to ask.
Yeah. Yep. All right, y'all. We'll see y'all on. We got a new video dropping on Thursday. And oh, thank you, April
Yeah,
H.
thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. The veil was torn. We can go straight to the Father. That's right. Yes, yes, yes. That's what I say. That's what I say. That's what I believe. And we no longer bound by the law. Is no more we have to, is we want to.
Yeah.
Where God's grace is sufficient. And so, yeah. Yes. All right, y'all. We gone. Y'all have a blessed evening. Bye bye.
Deuces.